What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of GeekCypha, GeekCypha, available on all your favorite podcast platforms and available on our website, geekcypha.com. My name is the one and only Brian Holiday, and I'm here with the awesome and always fantastic Ness, or whoa, it's Ness. How you
Both.
doing, Ness?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, less fights. It's always a good sign. Last week we started off. No fights this week. That's always a good sign. No one ticked me off to the point where
Progress.
slow progress. I spent most of the week kind of prepping for the last push because it's a lot of holiday content and like Christmas
Mm,
prep and stuff like
I
that.
don't miss that.
Right. Yeah. Because you and I used to work together, so this time of year is a little hectic at the office. And for those of you wondering, we worked at a music company that did a lot of like dabbled in everything, but so I program a lot of music and a lot of holiday music for this time of year, so it gets a little hectic. But did I mention I'm taking Spanish classes?
No?
Yeah, I'm taking Spanish classes at work, which
There
is
at work? Oh, they're doing
yeah,
Spanish now. Cool,
which is really,
cool.
really nice. And I'm having a lot of fun there. So shout out to the teacher. I mean, she's like an awesome person, and I have
Nice.
like such a good time like in the class because
Hmm.
I've always wanted to do Spanish. I always wanted to learn Spanish, and even though I did it in high school and then even in university, I feel like I still not doing it well. But
It's a little
this
tough.
yeah, I want to be at least conversational. I want to be able to like get around when I go places, I'm definitely not there yet. Like and it's just a lot
Hmm.
of very interesting things because like we were in class yesterday and someone was just like, oh, the word for this is like I don't remember what the word was, but it was like it ended in, instead of like adding an o at the end, how like we joke that Spanish is just like apartment, apartamento, like that,
Yeah.
the joke being like you just add that and you're like speaking Spanish.
Hmm.
So we were talking about that, and there's like a bunch of words that are the same. But then I said, I'm like, it's funny because you have a bunch of words that are like that, where it's like English, French, and Spanish. You can tell it's the same word, but then
Yeah.
you get the word left, and the word left in English is left, in French it's gauche, and in Spanish is
Oh.
izquierda. And I'm like, what the happened? How did we go? How did
Whoa.
left went from left, which I guess we got from a Germanic language or something,
I did
and then
not know that.
yeah, and then in French it's gauche, and then in Spanish izquierda, and I'm like, what the? So I'm just sitting in
Damn.
the class, and even the teacher, because when I said it to the teacher, I was just like, yo, it's so weird that like even though like the idea of some of these languages is like rooted in Latin and similar stuff,
Hmm.
that something as simple as the direction of left is so different. And the teacher was just like, that's true. And then like you just saw her brain going to like, I've never thought of that. And she just kind of dazed off for a second. And we're all just sitting there waiting for her to like come back to earth. And it was it was a fun time.
It's
Um
jokes.
how about you? You're at the movie theater and you're seeing the energy people are putting into the movie season, and it's
It's a
December.
lot.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It's it's a lot. And I feel like I've been working at cinema for so long now that I feel like my patience is running thin.
Right. Well, we were saying last time, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like I don't know what the word is. I don't know if I'm like tired or what, but I don't know, it's not the same. Cinema's not the same. It's not the way it used to be at theaters. The people that come are not the same type of people. A lot of people that come to cinemas are not people that actually appreciate movies. It's like random. It's like your average, not I don't want to say average, but it's like for a birthday party or for like an event or because
Right.
this movie is super popular right now and Sydney Sweeney's in it. Like it's like it's like the people who jump on trends. Those are the type of people that
Is that
are coming
and
to theaters now, and it's
that's
annoying.
so interesting. I mean, we kind of knew, and I would say that Netflix and streaming retrained people that they should only go to movie theaters for events. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what yeah, I think that's why it's like that.
It's so upsetting. And then we get the actual movie lovers here and there, and they'll make comments about how their experience coming to movie theater is like negative and it's not the same.
Yeah.
And I feel terrible, but I agree with them because I understand,
Yeah.
like, we had our grand opening and someone came, two people came that day right before the opening. So before the opening, we were setting up. There was a bunch of event people and like organizers setting up for the event, but we
Right.
were open, so we were still showing movies to the public.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Okay.
So yeah, just before because basically we only closed when the event started.
Oh, okay, okay, cool.
But before that, we were setting up while there were still movies playing, and two people came to see a movie and they're like, "Oh wow, like what's going on? Like all this stuff looks so cool." And then we explained to them like, "Oh, we have our grand opening." And they're like, "Oh, like so what does that mean for you guys? You get stuff? Like do you get to like partake?" And and we were like, "No, it's for influencers."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh."
As soon as you said it's for influencers, I was just like, their energy is going to be really negative to that
Yeah,
idea.
they were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, it's like an event for influencers to it's an influencer event for them to promote the cinema, for
Right.
exposure for them and for us, blah blah." And they're like, "Oh, okay.
Cool,
So,
bro.
do you guys get to like participate?" And I'm like, "No, we're serving. Like we're giving
Right.
them like popcorn and
Right.
whatever." And he was like, "Oh, okay. So, of course, the grand opening is for influencers and not the people that actually work here or enjoy
Oh, what an interesting
watching
point though.
movies." And I was like, "Yeah."
I didn't know where this was going, but I get the point that they're making. They were saying, "Oh, I wish that this was for you, the influence like you guys who work here and celebrate movies and interact with people and the people that come to the movies like us, like the fans who do this stuff are now here and like, they walk in and they see like a big deal going on and they're all excited and they look around and they're just like, "Wow, this is exciting. What is this for?" And then when they ask you and it's boiled down to for the movie theater to gain traction, influencers were called in because their word of mouth will spread news about us being open so that we can be successful. And then their impression of it is great. Yes, yes,
Well,
that's
yeah, cuz I guess in their head they're just like, and I don't blame them, and this isn't to say that all influencers are like this, but a lot of influencers, like especially the ones that came, are not movie lovers. They're not like, people who appreciate film. It's
right.
like they're just there for the free stuff and the what do you call it? The exposure and
Right,
like
right.
blah blah blah. Like a lot of them that's what it's for. So I think unfortunately, because we're in a day and age where there's so many influencers,
Yeah.
they have this like negative, uh or some people will have this negative reaction
Yeah, yeah.
towards it because they think it's fake.
Right.
So I understood in the sense like in a perspective of a movie buff, someone who like loves movies, has a
Right.
passion for movies, loves going to the
Cinephile.
cinema. Yeah, somebody who's just, appreciates cinema for what it is, and
Right.
the experience of going to a cinema is not just seeing a movie. It's like, getting the popcorn and enjoying the sound and the image and the
Yeah.
the screen and blah blah blah. Like it's a whole,
I
I don't
yeah.
know.
I probably mentioned this on the podcast before. I was at a point where I was so annoyed with some of the movie experiences I had because of other people coming in, being on their phones, doing stuff like that.
Oh my god, I'm so sensitive to that.
Yeah, and it got to a point where I was telling two of my friends who were on the pod one time because the regular hosts weren't there, so I did like a special episode, and we
Mhm.
talked about theaters a lot. And Brandon, shout out to Brandon Calder, who used to do the show with us back in the day, and is like a director now, and like works on a bunch of stuff. Him and my buddy Mobs, we were all talking about the cinema, and I was saying to them, I mean, my TV is big enough, my sound system's good, and I can make my own popcorn. Why am I going to the theaters? And they were like, "Yo, you're so crazy," and they're right because now that I think back to that time, I was definitely just annoyed with the situation because I love going to the movies. I love a cinema experience, and to the point where
Mhm.
this podcast, Jaws and Skinny make fun of me all the time when I go see bad movies at the theaters, and they're like, "Why are you paying for these movies you don't like?" And I'm just like, I don't know. Like Tron Ares sucked, but I wanted to see Tron Ares in theaters because a
I
Tron
saw it
movie,
too.
yeah, a Tron movie seems like it needs a big screen. Like I need
Yeah.
to, if you're gonna show me light bikes and like those crazy war machines they have, I want to see that on a huge ass screen that makes it
Mhm.
so incredible when I look up. Even if the movie's bad, I still want to see it on that big of a screen.
Yeah, I personally like seeing all movies. I think all movies deserve their time on the screen. I think all of them
Yeah,
they
that'd be
get,
nice.
deserve the spotlight for a little bit on
Yeah.
the screen. So I'll go see any movie that's on the screen, to be honest. But
I I was gonna ask you because I've been
mhm.
hearing, I mean, there's been rumors that Netflix's offer for Warner Brothers is a cash offer, which is better than, yeah, I know. I hear the way your face lit up.
Whoa, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Netflix's offer is a cash offer, which is
I heard
something.
about the they were negotiating with it.
Right. So Paramount, Netflix, and Comcast are all putting in their offers. I think we mentioned it last week. And then since
Mhm.
then, there hasn't been as much traction. We actually have some news about one of the we have some news that's I guess not about the offer, but weirdly, people are making plans as if they own Warner Brothers already, which seems crazy to me.
Oh my
But
god.
Netflix, first of all, so Netflix's idea was a cash offer because that's more appealing than some of the other offers. So, which is a scary
Right.
thought. It might actually sway people if the like
Mhm.
some of the shareholders, because money talks way louder than stock options, and
Yep.
that's something we should be concerned about. Because again, I feel very comfortable saying that Netflix gets their hands on HBO, we are going to be in a bad place where HBO content and everything cinema, they will pull their stuff from theaters. They will not give they
We'll
will
be
start to
doomed.
yeah, they will start to pressure in a way that I think would be really bad for the film industry and would take a major buyer a major like studio out of the theatrical business, which I think is dangerous. But speaking of which, I want to mention this. In the news, James Gunn and Peter Safran might not retain full control of DC movies if Paramount gets their hands on Warner Brothers. So this was in Puck News. Puck News is like a newsletter, industry newsletter. He does the writer of the newsletter, Matt Bellany, is also the host of The Town, which is a podcast that I reference here on our show very often when it comes to media news because Matt does a lot of like research, gets a lot of good guests. He's very much in the know in the industry. And in his newsletter, which is called Puck News, I guess it's not just a newsletter, it's like a full website that you can sign up for. He's announced that Paramount is starting to walk the walk as if they own Warner Brothers. So one of their dudes at Paramount, Goldstein, is that his name? I just want to double check. Duh, 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 duh. Greenstein. Sorry, Josh Greenstein. Apologies. So Josh Greenstein is courting Zach Krieger, the guy who did the movie Weapons. So he went to see him
Okay.
while Krieger's working on his movie for Sony right now. He's in Croatia or somewhere filming this movie. Josh Greenstein, who is the Paramount Pictures co-chair, goes all the way to see Krieger and they start having a conversation. In that conversation, Krieger mentions that he would love to direct a DC movie and has like a whole idea about directing a DC project in kind of like this pocket of DC.
Oh.
Don't forget, James Gunn and Peter Safran run DC. It doesn't belong to Paramount yet. But also, even if it does fall under Paramount in the future with Warner Brothers, they're still like in charge. They're supposed to be the presidents. So
Right.
Greenstein tells Krieger, supposedly, because none of this can be 100% confirmed. You know how it is in the industry. People have to shush, shush, quiet, quiet.
Yep.
Supposedly told Homeboy, if Paramount gets Warner Brothers, you get that movie. You get to make this movie that you want to make in the DC universe. Essentially saying, James Gunn and Peter Safran would not be in charge of making that decision, because
What?
Josh Greenstein, as the co-chair of Paramount Pictures, which would swallow up Warner Brothers and DC Studios, he's like, oh no, I can make that decision. I would greenlight that because I'd be the boss. You'd be good. And I like, this is what we're living in now. We're living in a world where people are making deals before they even own stuff. That's the crazy part to me.
That's so weird.
So
But like, I'm not surprised.
okay, I was, for a second I was surprised, and then I started to realize, nah, that just sounds like what people would do when they want to make moves.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we be concerned?
Because that's
though?
their way of like, I think that's their way of like convincing, or like not
Yeah.
convincing, but like, I don't know. It's kind of like an election process, you know, when it's like there's
Yo,
candidates and like they're
that's
like,
such
this
a
is what
good
I would
point.
do, and this is what I would do if I had
Yo,
it.
okay, 100% on
That's
board.
how I see it.
That
yeah.
is such a valid point. Yeah, this is pretty much an election run. The only thing is, instead of people being able to vote, it's going to be who ends up buying it, with who has the most money at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
But until they get to that purchase point, everyone is going to start courting people in the industry to try and get them on their side. And that is such a good analogy. It's just like, if I'm in charge, you will get your DC movie, and then kisses the baby and then shakes the hands and walks away.
Yep.
Damn, that's messy.
Very messy.
Very, very messy. I don't know. I don't trust anything happening in Hollywood right now. It's such a weird place, but
you can never.
Yeah. I know. Other Hollywood news: Far Cry TV series set at FX from Noah Hawley and Rob Mack. This is Rob McElhenney, formerly Rob McElhenney from Sunny in Philadelphia. He's going to be working on that show with Noah Hawley, Hawley, Haley.
Hawley?
Hawley? Yeah, I'm going to say Hawley. For those of you who don't know who Hawley is, I'm trying to double check what his last project was, because yeah, Alien Earth. That's what I thought. Hawley was the guy who did Alien Earth, which was pretty big recently for people.
Yeah.
So. Justin Lin, who directed the Fast and Furious movies, has been tapped for Helldivers, the video game franchise. He's going to be making the movie. That's kind of a crazy one. Also, continuing with video game stuff, Scott Mills and I skipped a line by accident. Martin Bobb-Semple joins the cast of Tomb Raider live action series. So I'm going to put it. I actually don't know this actor. That's why I realized I should post his picture on the screen, because I don't know if a lot of people know. He is a handsome looking dude, though. I will say, when I saw the picture, at least, hold on. Let's
see. I'll be the judge.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he's a handsome looking dude. Oh, Skinny's here? Okay, this is going to be very interesting.
Niggas thought I would not be on the show, eh?
Hey, okay, and you sound good. Yo, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought you were going to be like,
I got ice cream, baby. I'm good.
Skinny, do you mind if we tell people why we didn't think you'd be here?
By all means, tell them.
Skinny had all 4 of his wisdom teeth pulled today.
This morning,
just a couple hours ago.
Were they already out?
Oh, I mean, they were out, yeah. But
or were they still inside the gum?
Yeah, they're like there. They weren't like protruding. They were protruding.
Like, did they pierce?
Yeah, they pierced.
Yeah, they pierced.
Oh, okay, they weren't underneath.
They've been chilling for some years. I just need.
Because it's a different procedure when they're underneath. Yeah. It's like a whole surgery.
Yeah, no.
Like I had to go under.
No, yeah.
Oh,
I just got frozen about 33 times.
Damn.
At some point, I was like, "Wow, this is some cheap frozen stuff." Because I don't know why. It's
taking... sometimes it wears off. Yeah, I've had that experience.
Does not last.
They got one solid and had to crack the other ones.
Oh,
that was nuts.
That's exactly what they did to me when I was 17. So I had my wisdom teeth. I had 2 wisdom teeth pulled when I was 17. Mine was so bad. I went to the dentist emergency because I was in so much pain. When I get to the dentist looks in my mouth, tells his nurse, cancel the next 2 appointments, and tells my mom he has to go in right now. I have to pull those out. And I'm sitting there. I was 17. I'm like, what? No, come on. I want to go to school. I don't want to be in here. Like, anything but having my teeth pulled right now. We go in. He pops out one with the quickness. Second one would not come out. They had to break the tooth in 3 pieces and force it out. So
they did that about 3 times on my mouth. It was great. It's crazy. I'm not gonna be like super long because my wife's Danny's gonna kill me if she sees me on this shit. But I mean, I just like had some time.
You snuck off to eat ice cream and jump on the podcast. Do you want to say real quick your thoughts on the doc? Did you get to watch any of the?
So I'm about to start that, but it's just like, where does man get this footage? That's what's wild. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
So episode 1, you start having footage that is in Diddy's hotel room 6 days before he gets arrested, and the fact that 50 Cent's team was able to get that footage for Netflix,
that's crazy.
100%.
How much money do you have? Like, what kind?
But did you see his team is trying to sue him?
Diddy's team?
Yeah, they're trying to. I don't know if they're trying to sue him. They're trying to do something. They're claiming that this footage was stolen.
Oh,
yeah, of course it was
There's
stolen.
a whole thing right now. They're like trying to sue him for stolen footage and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the footage that they show in the documentary seemed like it was stuff that was stuff of Diddy in rooms where doors were meant to be closed. Him throwing stuff around rooms and stuff that I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, I was like,
but this is Diddy's team suing, not Diddy himself.
I mean, it is Diddy.
It's like representatives of the Diddy empire.
Yeah.
They ain't going that shit.
No. You don't think?
Oh, you want to hide more of your dirt? Get out of here. Go away.
Also, 50 has his own lawyers. 50 didn't 50's not stupid. 50 was on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Talking to white America, telling them
sorry, I just want to clarify. His lawyers send a cease and desist to Netflix.
Oh, that don't
claiming that the footage was stolen.
Cease and desist. Anyways, they're not gonna give that footage up. 50's gonna
cease and desist means like to remove it.
Yeah, just stop what you're doing right now. We're gonna do something bad, and this is
okay.
50 don't care. One of the guys that stole the footage is.
I gotta watch it before it goes down.
I don't think for a second Netflix is gonna let that happen. There's no way Netflix goes. No. Netflix. I can't imagine Netflix got in bed with 50 Cent over this project and didn't think we have to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. There's no way you put out. That Diddy litigates situations. If you go after him, if you do anything against him, he's going to take you to court. He's been to court a bunch of times. He has a good, the documentary shows him going to court a lot of times. This man.
I only saw the first episode.
Honestly, I watched all 4, and it's the same that all the docs say. So this isn't a spoiler. Every doc has showed that Diddy has, for many years, gotten charged with stuff and just kept getting away with it over and over and over.
So it seems like.
Yeah, beating up Nas's label guy because of he wouldn't take down the music video, beating up somebody else, the shooting in the club, all of these things are all on record.
And you see how they're indirectly accusing him of Tupac's death?
Oh, spoiler, it's less than indirect later on. They full on have recordings of people saying, yeah, we were hired by Diddy. The dude that
way.
The dude Keith D.
Way.
And they start naming.
This is the first time this is coming out?
Well, Keith D is being charged in 2026.
I know I've heard rumors, but
yeah. Keith D, if I'm not mistaken, is being charged with Tupac's murder and is going to trial in 2026.
Oh,
but at one point they play an interview. So there's this thing. I didn't know this was a thing. If you are in the midst of being charged with stuff, but you might have evidence on other people, essentially, if you can snitch on other people, you can go in and be interviewed.
You'll get
okay,
you get something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can go in. Yeah, you can go in and be interviewed, and you can offer other information so that you can try and make a deal. But they might be able to charge you with the stuff that you're saying. But if the stuff is good enough that they're just like, oh, well, this person played along and we can hook them up with a deal, you might get something good out of it. And the dude in the interview is just like, yeah, so Diddy came into a room with a bunch of Crips and essentially told us we should go after Tupac.
So why does it sound like fake at the same time?
No, but the way the guy was explaining it was just there's a music video with Usher and Diddy, and the car they use in the music video is my car. This is one of the Crips. He's just it's my car. like they were my people. We rolled with these people. We hung
Mhm.
out with them. They're part of our clique. You know, if they came to town, we were family. They knew that we had their backs. Like we were gonna hold it down. They're all good. So they're explaining all this, and the guy in then the guy, they play the video, the audio from the police interview, and the guy's essentially saying like, yeah, so Diddy came, we were all hanging out, my nephew and da 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 are talking, and then we're told Diddy is starting to essentially say it would be good if people took care of this. He didn't say kill him, but he said, like
He in
essentially,
yeah, he
yeah. So they're kind of wording it as, and I guess they're doing this is another reason the documentary is doing it this way, instead of outright saying Diddy paid this person to murder Tupac, they essentially write it as, or the clips kind of explain it as, Diddy set this thing up so that a group of murderers were told if they did this thing, they would be rewarded. And then on the back end, those murderers were never rewarded. So they're upset.
of
And that's
course.
part of the story is you
But then
find
I'm
out that,
surprised they didn't go after him.
right. But I guess it's just he had other connections or something. It's true, because when you start to hear it, you're just like, and like the guys who are all part of the situation are all pretty much all dead except for one.
Oh.
Like one guy ends up getting sick, and another guy ends up killed 2 years later, and another guy is something. So the whole
Okay.
story, they're just like, oh, there's not enough people anymore that
So
you can.
mysterious.
Yeah, it's messy. It's a messy.
Damn.
But I gotta say, when you're watching the documentary, you're just like, oh, Diddy really did that shit. Like when Diddy was working for Uptown Records, which was Heavy D's label, and like had a bunch of people, and then
Mhm.
he got fired from that label because his ego got too big, and then started Bad Boy, and then he put Bad Boy in his mom's name and his business partner's name because he had just gotten in trouble for, like, I don't know if you saw any of the other documentaries, but they keep telling the story of that
Yeah.
basketball game, the All-Star basketball game.
Yes.
Yeah, that 9
Uh-huh.
people died at. So
Right. The
Diddy was just like,
stampede.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Diddy was just like, I got to put everything in other people's names so that if they come after me, they
He's
can't take.
protected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's messy because, and then at the end of the documentary, they start doing things like, you know, Heavy D is dead. Andre from Uptown Records. They start listing all the people that are dead around Diddy, which that one I didn't really like because I was just like, for example, this is
It's
going to be
like
a little,
they're trying to like
yeah, like it for me. Okay, I had 4 people pass away in my life in the last year. If you were to do like the recap of Brian Holiday and be like, well, Brian survived, but so and 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 so died. Yeah, if you say that, it always makes it look like the person who survived got away with something. It's just like, I don't think
yeah.
I don't think Diddy had anything to do with Andre's death. I don't
I
think
feel like
Diddy.
50 is making it
Yeah,
they're kind of like
yeah, yeah,
they're kind of
yeah,
like putting his head in the sand, you know?
yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
look what he
100%.
did.
I
Look
feel
what he
like
did.
he's purposely making it outlandish and ridiculous at the end, so
Yeah.
that it can't come off as like blatant defamation of character.
Yeah,
And that's how you avoid lawsuit. Because if they're like, well, look, Heavy D's dead randomly, maybe Diddy did it. Like,
yeah.
then they could be like, oh, this is some like National Enquirers type stuff versus, you know what I mean?
And Skinny, you know what the craziest part? One of the other documentaries full on did that though. One of the other docs that I watched, because I watched like 3 of the docs, other than this.
Already.
Yeah, there's been like
3?
3 documentaries about him.
I
Yeah.
thought this was the first one. Wow. Okay.
No, this isn't the first one.
Been,
There's been a few, and I've watched
yeah.
all of them.
Talk about capitalizing. Go on.
Yeah, exactly. I've watched all
He's a
of them,
hot topic right now.
and they
Right?
literally all pretty much have the same story. The story starts with the basketball, the stampede, the 9 people dying. Almost
Mhm.
all of them start with that.
You got
Actually,
it.
Because that's how
sorry.
he got famous, they say.
Right. Let me rewind a little bit. All of them start with his dad dying and his mom.
Right.
It's like, it sounds like they're insinuating that his mom was a hustler or took over the dad's like hustle,
Okay.
and that the mom
And that
raised
she was like
him.
abusive.
Yeah, like when he was younger, the mom was just like, you're no bitch, like you have a name, if someone pushes you, you push them back. Someone punches you, you make sure they can't get up. Like that was
Yeah.
kind of the energy that they were giving
Mm-hmm.
to in those scenes when they start talking about that.
Yeah.
So when you're watching the documentary, it starts with him being like, "Oh, I need to stand up for myself." Then it turns into the story of the basketball
Stampede.
game,
Yeah.
right? And then it goes to him getting off of that, getting cleared,
Scot free. Yeah.
scot free, him working at Uptown Records, him like living with Andre, the guy who started Uptown Records,
Mm-hmm.
like moving. There's literally a part where they say Andre says, "Diddy moved into my house before I did," because Andre just bought a $1 million house, and Diddy said, "Oh, my mom kicked me out, so I need somewhere to stay," and moved into the house before Andre did. Then they talk
That's
about
hilarious.
insane. Even if I bought a place and my friend didn't have a place to stay, if I'm not in the house yet, homie, no, you can't. There's no couch. Where are you
Yeah,
gonna
no.
stay? You know. And then all the documentaries do the same thing. They go over that, then they start to show you like the assistants working with him and people like enabling him. They cover the Shyt shooting, which is like so unfortunate that like Shyt gets set up. Both all the docs talk about the 50 Cent, not 50, sorry, Tupac and Biggie relationship, and kind of Diddy not paying people. So you start to see like Craig Mack, who had Flavor in Your Ear, his wife is in this one, but they also had people in the other ones talking about like, yo, he wasn't paying people. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
documentaries focus more on Diddy's SA, like he had multiple assaults, like sexual related assaults.
Yeah.
Some of the documentaries talk more about him just being like a psychotic shark of a human being and abusive. All of the documentaries talk about him abusing all of his partners. Like, and a lot of people talk about him hitting partners like Kim, Misa, Cassie,
Cassie.
all of them. All of them talk about him. Have people who say they saw him do it to multiple
If
partners.
apparently, I mean, I only watched the first episode, but they said
Mm.
in the episode that he also hit his mom,
Mm.
and
Yes. At
that I
one
didn't
point,
know.
the mom was talking to him and he slapped her in the face and called her a bitch. Like it was crazy
Yeah.
to hear stuff like that.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
like there were so many red flags.
Yes.
Like,
and
like,
and it's really and I think this is one of the saddest parts of watching the documentary is Diddy was genuinely an abusive, angry, dangerous person, and a lot of people just let him do it. And
they just stood by. Like I don't
much to
just
what
bystanders.
much to what you were saying at one point when I saw the Crip stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I thought to myself, I'm shocked no one just shot him.
That's what I'm
Because
saying. I don't
yeah,
understand. Like
yeah, no one, and not that I'm calling for them to have done it. I'm just saying if
no, but
one,
was he that powerful that
right,
like
right,
no
so
one like wants to take their shot?
right.
Like
There's someone who talks about stuff in this documentary, and he says, "Oh, Diddy was a paper gangster," and explains it
which
as like,
means
so like when you have like people on the street, like street hustlers and stuff like that, you have street
yeah.
gangsters, you have people who handle themselves in the street, you have like you have a shooter, you have a bag man, you have your different people who do different things in the group, in the
Mm-hmm.
gang.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have people who figure out how to do kind of the same energy but essentially behind a desk.
Okay.
So
So
Diddy,
like more covered up.
yeah, and especially because Diddy did it in a way where he was never actually a thug. You know how people call out Drake for like running with shooters and bagmen in them, but it
Mm-hmm.
isn't actually about that life, like grew up in the
Right.
suburbs and stuff like that. Similarly, Diddy grew up in the suburbs.
Right.
Like
Went to
he did,
private school.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mount Vernon or something like
He wasn't doing the acts, but he was hiring people to do it for him.
right. Like he
Yeah.
was running with people who might do stuff, but he himself wasn't doing anything. And he was
Right.
just throwing some of the biggest parties, so everyone kind of knew him. So, like there at one point in one of the documentaries, they're talking about how this like really famous street thug used to throw parties at a spot and would play videos of himself having sex with girls.
Yes. That
Yeah,
story with the I can't remember her
yeah,
name right now, but that story was wow.
yeah. So this thug, and so you saw the part where they explain Diddy did the same thing because he saw
Right.
these thugs doing that, and in his head, it's just like, yo, I'm like these guys. But the guy that was talking about Diddy was just like, but Diddy didn't seem to understand he was a paper thug. Like, you're not actually like these guys. These guys run in the streets and can take care of business. You sit behind a desk and make deals. Even Eric Sermon, the rapper, who was talking about how Diddy was courting his ex, and one time the ex was in the car and Diddy tried to roll up on Eric, and Eric was just like, let's go around the corner. Like, if you want to do this,
Oh,
I'm a
right. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah. And then did you see my favorite part of that was as soon as he got in the car and he got around the corner, what did Diddy do? He played him Biggie's track.
Biggie's. I was so confused when you said the story. I was like, wait,
Right.
y'all didn't fight?
No.
I was like,
And that's the point. Diddy isn't actually a thug and wouldn't have been able to hold himself in a fight. But now that he has Eric Sermon's
but
attention,
he swung at him.
he swung at him, but he knew he wasn't gonna. He knew he was smart enough to be like, I'm gonna swing on this dude. If it gets heated, I'm gonna distract him. And he started playing Biggie tracks for
Big
him.
manipulator.
Huge manipulator. So you watch these documentary and you're like, and again, and not that I was calling for Diddy to get shot, but in what world do you get to act like this with real thugs, and you get to run your mouth that much for so many years and no one checks you and everyone just lets you
That's what I'm
abuse?
saying. I'm shocked. I don't
It's
get it.
crazy. It's crazy.
But he must have had some powerful people protecting him because
Yeah,
how else? Like maybe I don't know. I do believe though the more money you have, the more power
for
you
sure.
have. So
For
even if
sure.
he's not the one out there in the streets handling business,
Yeah.
I'm sure if he's showing the money,
Yeah.
people are gonna bow down to him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And I guess so many people were making money off of him that enough of them were like, yo, we're going to make sure he's still making money so we can leech off of him.
right.
So but it's the stories are
Or
in.
if there are people that wanted to come after him, he would basically take care of them before they got to him. Like
Oh, interesting.
that's what it seems like anyway.
Well, the doc is
It's just
definitely, yeah. And I got to say, so this is in the 4th episode. It's a little bit of a spoiler for when the jurors come on. But I'm
That's
just going to
fine.
say this one part because I think this was a really sad thing to see. There was a part where one of the jurors, this guy, is talking about the Cassie stuff. And
Mhm.
he says, oh, yeah, we believed Cassie, but we just saw it as a girl who was in love, and that they were in love, and like they both did what they wanted to do. And the fact that Diddy was abusing her, but then the next day she was getting the glam and didn't leave, they were essentially saying that's on her. And as I was watching that clip, I was just like, of course an old man would see a 19-year-old girl and go, yeah, she wanted to be smacked around and then taken to the galas. It's like, what are you talking about? When this man said, oh, he would beat her, and then we saw the texts and the emails the next day, and she's saying she wants to be with him. I'm like, yeah, it's called grooming, and it's called being in an abusive relationship. If you're 19 and groomed by somebody and you don't know anything else, you don't know what to do. And also, he was paying all of her bills. So
I was gonna say, do you know how many domestic
oh, dude, I know.
abuse victims
Yeah,
stay in the relationship
I know.
because they don't see a way out?
Yeah.
It's not
And
because they can't say something or it's
yeah.
like anyways, I
Honestly,
don't understand.
when you get to that part, you tell me what you think. Because when I saw that part, actually, I almost want to play the part for you because it is so
That's so
crazy.
upsetting.
When I saw that part, I genuinely did not understand
And at
what.
that age too, she probably thought, "Oh, well, I guess this is what I have to go through. Like I
Yeah,
guess this is like my fate. Like this is what I have to go through if I want to be successful. This is what I have to go through if I want to or maybe she was ashamed.
yo,
Maybe she was
honestly,
ashamed of it. She didn't want anyone to know she was being abused. Because
100%.
maybe she convinced everyone around her that this was good for her. Maybe she convinced all of the people that love her that P Diddy was her man.
Yeah.
Even if people saw red flags, maybe she was trying to prove them different. Like there's so many like
A
layers to it.
hundred.
I can't believe this.
And in the documentary, this guy is saying, "Oh, but she just kept going back, so obviously she was okay with it." And I was just like,
That's literally, they talk about this in psychology. That's literally what happens with domestic abuse victims.
"Yeah,
Like
uh,
they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So
no,
they
I
just keep.
know,
Also, it gets very, very tricky when there's kids involved. When there's when the person is paying for all of your bills.
yeah."
You literally depend on that person to live. Like
I
there's so
think
many like
I think I found the part. I'm trying to see because it's all the part at the end of the fourth one where they're talking about like how. Oh yeah, so they're talking about how they weren't allowed to nod or like make eye contact with Diddy. So I'm gonna
who?
play the
Oh, the
jurors.
jurors? Okay.
So I'm gonna play the part. I'm not allowed to play the audio because it's gonna get flagged if we play the audio. So I'll just play it with the subtitles so that, and we can even talk over it. But so, did you ever make eye contact with Sean? The juror scoffs. No, 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 no. We are not supposed to. If they catch you doing eye contacts or any other gestures, you'd be removed.
Right. They don't want you to be biased. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
you'll get kicked out.
Right.
Um, and then yeah, so the other juror is a woman, so they're talking to her. She at least was more level headed. Like when they talk to this woman and they're explaining stuff, she's just like, well, the reason we couldn't convict him of certain things is because he wasn't being charged with those things. Like
Oh,
we
okay.
can't convict him of domestic abuse because he abused Cassie because that wasn't a part of the case. So
Hmm.
like,
It's like a
everyone should.
separate thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they're just like, and they start to explain like just because he was a bad person, like doing these things doesn't mean he was a murderer. Doesn't mean he was like. So they kind of they're like I did find it interesting to hear from the jurors what their perspective was on the whole situation because they did have to. First of all, there's a whole part you saw at the beginning, the part where Diddy is talking to them and talking about how like you're just getting people on CNN, but what if people are only getting their news from social media? Like, how are you getting those people?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the documentary later on, they have a woman who was one of the like 20 public people from the public that were allowed to be inside, and she was a vlogger, and she was saying that the Diddy's people were trying to feed them information,
Mm.
and she said no, but she saw a lot of the vloggers that were told like were fed the information. A lot of them were going and repeating the information, and that's why you saw a movement of like free Diddy and all this stuff. And essentially the vlogger was saying like everything that he was doing was to kind of create a converse. Oh, here we go. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. Okay, I'm waiting till he gets to that specific part because there's a part where like the male juror fully says like, oh, well, she wanted to go on those trips after he abused her, and she the next day everything was okay. So how are we supposed to take what she said seriously? And I was just like, oh my god,
Is she
it,
talking about the juror when she says they were starstruck?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So this is Capricorn Clark, I think is her name. She's
Yeah.
one of the people that worked with Diddy, and
Right.
she was saying it's hard to imagine 12 people in New York that wouldn't have been starstruck by a star and someone like
Yeah.
Diddy. And then the jury was saying they had a hard time believing Capricorn because they were saying she came on and spoke about things from like 20 years ago, but with the energy of someone who had just done it. And they essentially said they couldn't take her seriously, which was really sad to hear.
That's so weird.
Oh, yeah, here with the
Wow.
emotions attached to it maybe the details are skewed, but the problem is that it just leaves room for doubt. So they doubted her. They said they didn't believe Capricorn.
Wow.
That's where her credibility became an issue.
Because of her emotion?
Yeah.
I
And
don't
this is after
understand.
she talked about how Diddy essentially kidnapped her and held her at gunpoint
Yeah,
and
that's what I
forced,
heard. So I
yeah,
mean,
and forced her to go after Kid Cudi. And she's telling the story, and they're saying like she was too emotional. And I'm like, it's
what?
like it was weird to not understand
And
them.
all of these people are saying how they've seen him beat women, they've seen him
Yes,
do all these things, and they're just like, yeah, no, she's too emotional. Doesn't something seems off?
yeah,
Like, what? How
yeah,
about the fact that he was beating on women for years?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, this guy is Clarence, I think is his name, and he was like Diddy's partner for the longest time.
right.
Um, and like his story is the saddest. Like his story is one of the saddest in the whole thing, because he talks from the beginning about like me and Puff were friends.
Yeah,
I
he said he saw him become Puff Diddy,
Yeah,
Puff
like
Daddy.
he worked with him.
Mm-hmm.
They signed, like he's the one that he gave the 25% of the company to.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point, Puff came into a room with a baseball bat and told him, "I need my 25% back," and threatened him and told him if he didn't give it to him. And I'm like watching this documentary, and I'm like, all of y'all should have snitched on this dude years ago.
Seriously.
Anyways, that's the Reckoning documentary is crazy, and if you guys have a chance to watch it, I highly recommend, because it is an intense take of the things that happened. It's really sad and really telling about the world we live in. I
Yep.
mean, this man got away with doing a lot of horrible things, and a lot of people, like you said, just stood there and said, I mean, like one of the guys said, the same guy Clarence was just like, I'm the godfather of one of his kids. I saw him beat that child's mother, and then we're christening the child, and I kind of just said to myself, well, maybe he's going to be a good father. And I was like,
Oh my god, yeah. Even when the woman in the first episode was explaining her story, how she didn't even know she was uh,
assaulted.
assaulted and
Yeah,
drugged until people started coming up to her and telling her,
yeah,
"Oh, I
there's
saw this
videos.
video of you."
Yeah,
And then she was like, "What?" And then when she confronts him about it, he denies it. He
yeah,
denies it. She
he
said he
got
got
on
on
his
his
knees.
knees
Yeah,
and
he's
like
like,
told her
no,
like
I
this
never
didn't
did anything.
happen.
Yeah.
But all these people are telling her that they saw her on a
Multiple
video,
witnesses are telling her, hey, I saw you on a video having sex with Sean Puffy Combs.
and now not even having sex, getting assaulted by him.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean, at first they were telling her, yeah, but yeah, essentially, because she was just like, I don't remember this. Like,
right,
that's the crazy part. At first, some of them were just like, oh, you're in a video that he's showing people having sex with. And then others are just, and then she starts like, I don't remember any of this. And the same thing happens to another girl. There's another girl,
right,
I won't say who, but someone else in the documentary says, I was sent a letter from someone who came forward when all this started. And in the letter, the person tells me they walked into a room and saw me being sexually assaulted by Sean Puffy Combs and another man. And the girl is just like, I have no recollection of the story. And the girl gives a full detailed recount of what happened. And
wow,
the woman is just like, I don't know about what this is. And then the girl says, and I don't want to go on record saying I don't know anything about this, because then it makes what this woman said look like it might be fake, and I don't want her story to be shut down by
right,
Sean's people. So I'm not going to say anything
right.
so that Sean's people can't try and discredit this woman.
It's crazy though, because these
Yeah.
these women are, I don't know if they're like awake or unconscious in these videos, but it's just crazy that like it was just dismissed as if like all these people seen it at these parties
Yeah.
and no one thought this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like no one thought this is not okay. We need to do something about it. Someone needs to
I
stop
true
him. Like, you know what
I
I mean?
truly
And now
didn't
she has to live
understand.
with this. She has to live with this for the rest of her life. It's crazy.
Okay, I found the part. Okay. So
Oh
this is the
boy.
part where the juror fully says, well, I mean, it seemed like she wanted to be there, which is crazy. This is a modern day love story. You didn't see any force or coercion between Cassie and Sean. This is the person asking. The juror. There was a very interesting relationship. Two people in love. You know, they're like overly in love. You cannot explain. She wanted to be with him. He took her for granted. He never thought that she would leave. So it's both hands clapping together. You cannot clap with one hand. Both hands like this. Then you get the noise. So this guy's fully saying like, oh, well, I don't know. They stayed together. You can't, there's no noise.
I don't like her response. Do you think he's a violent person? And then her response was, based on the video, he can be.
Yeah.
What do you mean based on the video he can be? He's definitely a violent person.
Yeah. She's trying to say, oh, this video shows me him being violent once. I can't assume he's violent all the time. It's just like, but you've seen him be violent all the time. This is not the only video. You've heard them talk about the fact.
And there's been multiple women.
This is the part that's crazy. This part, hold on. So after that part, we get to the next part. The very next day, the following day, if you see how they're getting back together and exchanging text messages like nothing ever happened. Essentially, so now we are confused. What's going on? He's beating her. Next minute, you're going to dinners and trips. Again, she's doing that for survival.
She's manipulated, yeah.
Yeah, and they're telling her in this documentary, oh well, you know, that's on you. You went back. It's dirty. And the fact that these jurors felt comfortable saying this in a documentary, very telling about it. It's crazy.
I have no faith in humanity.
I know, Ness. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
No faith.
You look so upset.
It's upsetting to see it, but it's like I'm also like not surprised, which is more upsetting because I expect this from our society.
And I think for me, that's why I'm like, I kind of, because I watched the other documentaries, I was like, oh, this is more of the same. Like he was doing this stuff and getting away with it.
And this is like, it's not to do with P. Diddy, but I was having a conversation the other day about how successful women, people who make it like big, making a lot of money, have a high status, have to work a lot harder than men do. And
we just got a comment. None of these people understand how abusive relationships work. They don't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
And it just I feel like this takes me back to society and how society views women.
Yeah.
And how we're being treated and how everything is always dismissed. And it's the same thing for like the workforce. When there's a woman who works her way to the top, who becomes like 100%. A CEO or a president or whatever, they do not have as much respect as a man does.
No
matter what. And some of those women, some people think, oh, there's, they look at it on the outside and they're like, oh wow, look, a female president or a female CEO of a company, wow, so successful. But they don't know what she did to get there. They don't know how many, like there's women who've been
hurdles were put in her way.
Yes, there's women who've been assaulted, who've been, raped, whatever, just to get in that position.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how serious that is, and they think like, oh no, like, she must have got there on her own, or she worked her way up just like everyone else did. And the same thing with this. It's like they see this and they're like, oh, well, she kept going back. So if she kept going back, she must have wanted to be there.
I know.
Like, no, it's not how it works.
I honestly, and when you watch a documentary, you can see that Sean's team intentionally, because like a lot of TV shows have depicted how a jury's picked and how like, oh, well, we'll take this person, blah, blah. And like watching that documentary, I'm just like, the way they picked that jury, boy, did they pick that jury well in Sean's favor. Because to have a man on the stand who's like, well, women who come back after they've been hit, they just want it. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, they don't. And the fact that you think for a second, just the fact that he said that and takes no consideration for her history, that she was 19, that she was groomed, that he was paying everything, that she felt locked, and all the examples you gave, She might have been embarrassed. She might have been scared. She might have felt like she couldn't turn to anyone. He had already separated her from her friends. He had forced her to do things. He had videos of her doing things.
He
All of
probably
these things.
blackmailed her. He probably did
Oh,
so much shit to keep her there.
the stuff
So
where
much shit.
did you see the stuff with the
And none
gigolo?
of that stuff would be recorded, by the way. Do you know how many conversations they probably had in person or on the phone or whatever it
Right.
is where he's threatening her? Like,
Oh, 100%.
I can only imagine these things. So for
And
this guy to sit there and say that,
yeah,
fuck that guy.
yeah. And for that juror is disgusting. And the other one is pretty bad too. You're right. When she says like, is he violent? And it's just like, I mean, in that video, it's just like, oh,
Like,
damn.
based on the video, he can be.
It's just like, and
He can
that,
be?
yeah, and that juror is also the same one that's just like, I grew up listening to all the artists on Bad Boy, so I kind of knew the history of Bad Boy. And it's just like, so you knew about all the other accusations leading up to this one, and you're saying, oh, he can be, but what do you mean? What about all the other stuff? This isn't the first time you've heard about Diddy being
That's what
a
I'm
violent
saying.
person.
Like, I really don't like these answers. Saying he
Yeah.
can be, anyone can be. Anyone can be
Right, right,
violent.
right,
Anyone can choose to be violent.
right.
Like, what
Yeah,
do you mean he
it's
can be?
yeah, messy
Like, come on.
people.
That's giving like the juror they were chosen for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Honestly,
And he got
so
the lowest amount of
yeah,
what do you call it? What do you call it when
lowest
someone goes away for jail? To jail, I mean.
Oh, his sentencing.
His
Yeah, 50
sentence.
months. 50 months with time served, so it's 36 months in total. And on top of
Which
that,
is like nothing.
and with good behavior, they're saying he would be out in 2 years and a couple months.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
his team really worked some magic, and they got
Yo,
the lowest. They're like, you're gonna have to do a little bit. You're gonna have to do some time.
exactly.
You can't not do any time, but you can do
Right.
the lowest amount,
Yeah.
and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like,
No, fully. People are saying
crazy.
him going to jail for only 50 months was a win for his team.
For 100%.
100%.
It's like annoying, actually.
Yeah. And he's going to be out by 2027.
Yeah.
And then the rebrand starts because
Yep.
I'll say this real quick, unrelated, but homegirl from Smallville who's out of prison, the Nexium sex trafficking thing, she's out doing podcasts, starting her own podcast, rebranding. The like PR cleanup on her is crazy. And she's just out here being like, yeah, like I was part of something that I shouldn't have been part of. And I just want to be better part of society now. And I'm like listening to this stuff and I'm seeing these images of her on podcasts and stuff. And I'm like,
so now she's a spokesperson?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a break.
She essentially is just like, I just, hold on. I'm trying to find a picture of her so that people can know exactly what I'm talking about. Cause I mean, I know who I'm talking about, but I want you guys.
Is she a redhead?
No, I mean, I guess, but this is what she looks like. Allison Mack.
Oh, okay.
So Allison Mack from Smallville, who played Chloe, I think, is out of prison and is like doing the PR press run of PR press runs. She's literally the guy who played Lex Luthor, Michael Rosenbaum, had her on his show after all this went down. After everything she's done, he was just like, I'll have her on the show. And I'm like, my dude, really?
She's
like
white.
Yeah, I didn't want to. That's exactly what it is.
Sorry to say it, y'all.
Exactly what it is. Because if this was a black woman who did this, they would put her under the jail. No one would let her come out and start doing interviews and be like, I'm just like confused about how unfortunate the situation is. And that shit. Yo, you people are disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's out and she's getting to do whatever she wants. Anyways, that was the reckoning, Sean Combs' reckoning, and which doesn't really feel like a reckoning when you realize by 2027 this man will be out. He'll be out back to doing this, and he'll pretend that he's not a bad person.
He's just gonna be better at hiding it.
Yeah. There's literally a part where a guy talks about how Sean and a security guard took a guy into a room and shot him. And then the cops came, and the guy that saw Sean didn't see Sean shoot the guy because they went into a room. But when Sean and the bodyguard come out and the guy is on the ground bleeding, they call 911. The cops don't show up right away, and the ambulance is like, we can't go in until the cops show up. And this guy's bleeding out.
What?
And this guy is
Is
bleeding
that
out.
actually is that actually a thing?
I don't know if it's a thing. I just know that's what they told this guy while he was trying to save a
Wow.
life. And I'm like listening to this.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Same thought. I was just like, wait, what do you mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. It makes sense if you think about it. Like, ambulance technicians for a shooting have to make sure that the place is safe. So if they get there, they can't just rush in to where the shooting happened. I understand that.
Okay. Sure. They don't have backup, I guess.
Yeah. But like, this guy is bleeding out in the meantime. So what do you do in that situation? So the guy.
Is it because the person was still armed, like in there?
But they didn't know.
I
The
guess
guy
that's
wasn't
why.
armed. The guy who got shot was on the ground.
But I guess
bleeding
they
out.
have to. I think
Yeah.
they have to first make sure they're safe
I know.
before they can help someone.
I
I
know.
understand that. It's like when
Yeah.
you're on a plane and it's like you have to put the bag on first before you
Yes.
help someone else. So
Yes.
I understand
Still crazy
in that
though,
sense.
because the guy had to drag the guy who had been shot outside to the ambulance because he's like, this guy's not going to make it if you don't help him. So he pulled him out. And brought
Oh,
him,
well,
and
that's
brought him
smart.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
But it's crazy to think like, oh yeah, and on all of this, and they didn't even talk about the freak offs in the documentary.
The freak
All
offs?
this, yeah, the freak offs. You know how he was having the freak off
What is that
parties,
again?
like his
Is that the
all
one with
white
the
parties.
stuff?
Yeah, the baby oil and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Okay.
They don't even talk about those in the documentary.
I
That's
always
how much
mix
stuff
up
there
that.
was.
I mix that and like R. Kelly.
Yeah, well,
Yo,
you're not wrong.
crazy.
Yeah. So, all that to say, guys,
Ugh.
crazy documentary. We got other stuff. Yeah, it does give you the shivers. We got other stuff to talk about though. We'll get back to the news real quick. This all started with us wanting to show a picture of the young man who is going to be joining the cast of Tomb Raider, and I said he was handsome. And you said,
forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. You said you were going to be the judge. So, thank you. My man's handsome. The boy is
okay. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Martin Bobb-Semple is going to be joining what's her name? Sophie Turner in the Tomb Raider franchise.
Really?
Yeah, she got her. She got tapped to play Lara Croft. I like it. You're like, I can't stand her.
I can't. I hated her in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people did. But yeah, this dude's gonna be joining the cat. Look at him though. Like again, this is 2 weeks in a row where I see young black actors that I'm just like, T'Challa? Like this dude also. Like, look at this.
Every dark skin, you're like,
No, but also like look at the like bone like this dude has like
him. I could see him. I could see.
Yes, because you guys were saying last time my other dude,
he was
too buff,
too husky. Yeah.
But our boy over here, Martin, has that slick look.
He's lean. Yeah, he's lean.
Yeah. So shout out.
Because I feel like Black Panther is lean. So
yeah, that's fair. You guys were right. Black Panther is a leaner character. So I don't know. We'll see how this boy does in Tomb Raider because he might end up in the MCU also. What else do we have for news? We have just to finish it off before we talk about I Love LA or Wicked, whichever one you choose.
I feel like I was just gonna say I feel like I'm gonna see Damson Idris in Marvel soon.
Yeah. Everyone's saying people are saying he's actually going to end up getting the role to T'Challa, the prince.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it would just be a little boring if they did that.
I agree.
No hate to Damson, but Damson is a relatively good actor, and you guys could put him in any role and you'd be fine. If anything,
I would love safe choice.
100% safe choice.
Yeah,
that feels a little boring. Again, no hate on Damson, but my boy Martin and homeboy from last week, Aldo. Yeah, like let's give these young guys who aren't already. Oh, also, or our homie Akeem. Akeem's an actor. He's been doing stuff, and Akeem can get.
I was like, who are you talking about again?
Our buddy Akeem. Yeah,
the comedian.
Akeem Hoyt, Charles. Yeah, the comedian. Like he's been on this show a few times. He's solid, and like homeboy can get fit. Like, I mean, he is fit now, but I've seen him do the whole like lean it up, like dehydration type muscle popping. So The motivation can be there. They won't need
Yeah,
to
for
do a full
sure.
run with him. Like he's already on the path if they need it.
Mhm.
I wanted to show you a trailer to get your take on it. I don't know if you saw it already. The A24 Mother Mary.
I did see it. I did see the
Okay,
trailer.
so I'm gonna put it up. We're not
Well,
gonna.
I saw like a teaser.
Oh yeah, true. Because you don't like watching full trailers.
No.
Okay, so I won't play the full trailer, but I just want to hear your thoughts on it because I feel like as a cinephile or as someone who appreciates cinema, I want to know your take on it because when I watched the trailer, I was kind of like, I think I like this, but I don't know if I like this. I'm not. Did you want the sound for it, or you're okay?
Oh, I thought you were putting it on. You
Yeah.
don't need to.
Okay.
No, you don't need to. So the first thing I have to say,
Oh, what?
I
Can we mention who stars in it?
oh yeah, sorry.
Michaela
Go ahead.
Coel and Anne Hathaway.
And Hunter Schafer.
Oh, Hunter Schafer's in it too.
Yeah, Hunter Schafer's in it.
Okay. Okay. Cool. I didn't realize Hunter Schafer was in it.
I'm
I don't
pretty,
think I
isn't
recognized.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
am
sure
I
she
getting
is.
confused with someone
No. No.
else
No. No.
with
I'm
another
sure you're right.
movie?
I'm sure you're right. Yeah. Yeah. This is the movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That is
that's Hunter
Hunter.
Schafer. Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't realize it was Hunter when I watched it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hunter Schafer, Michaela Coel,
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
The premise of the movie, as I understand it, is Anne Hathaway is a pop icon. Michaela Coel was her stylist or costume designer back.
Something like that.
Yeah, and that they kind of parted ways because Anne Hathaway's character became famous
Mhm.
and moved on, and now she has come back. I guess she's kind of going on her swan song, right? Like it seems like she wants the final dress or some sort of reference to the
I'm not
last.
100% sure on the story.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
still
and
I'm still like
yeah.
uh
Okay, see that's the
because
thing.
I didn't watch the trailer, so I
Okay, because when I watched the trailer, that was kind of the energy I got, and then they keep saying things like it's not a horror story, it's not a ghost story, it's not a thing story, it's a prayer, and then I was like, I don't know what
but it's
that means.
like, oh, that was FKA Twigs.
Yeah, FK Twigs, Charlie XCX, and what's her name? Margaret Quigley's husband.
Oh,
What's his name? Jack Antonoff.
Margaret.
Jack Antonoff.
She's married? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she's married to Jack Antonoff, the
Okay,
producer.
okay.
So those three, Jack, Charlie XCX, and
I'll
FK
read
Twigs
this.
are listed as people who worked on music for this.
Oh, for music. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if there's.
Because FKA was there.
Yeah,
She has a scene, I guess, in it.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
It's giving like I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm definitely gonna watch it, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's either gonna be really bad or really good.
Yeah.
It's like
There's
there's
no
no
middle,
in
right? Yeah.
between.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm
It's.
not a huge fan of Anne Hathaway, if I'm being honest.
I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most people, especially older, are.
Yeah.
Have
Hey, I'm
to,
not
not
mad
to
at being.
like not to call you out, but
No,
like
no. 100%.
most older
She's my
people.
Catwoman.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Most
she's
older people are big fans of Anne Hathaway. And
Princess
I
Diaries. Like
understand. Yeah, no, I love Princess Diaries. Like there's some Anne Hathaway movies, Devil Wears Prada, like there's
yeah,
some Anne Hathaway movies that I actually really, really enjoy.
yeah.
I think I just feel like she's not as talented as we make her.
You know what? I'm gonna say something. This is a hot take. Anne Hathaway is millennial generation's Julia Roberts, and Julia Roberts to me and Anne Hathaway are both very attractive, but I don't think they're as talented as they are credited with being.
Yeah.
They're talented, but I don't think they are as talented as some
Yeah.
of their contemporaries. But I feel like a lot of people like they got to do a lot more work because of maybe a good team and like just being
Yeah.
very good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good looking, right timing,
Yeah.
white
Good
girls.
projects. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
100%.
and it's no shade to them. Like I think I
No.
like seeing their movies and stuff. It's just
Right.
I'm never like that person that's super excited when an Anne Hathaway movie's coming out or
Right.
Julia Roberts, whatever. Like I'm never like, oh, can't wait to see that. Like, so it's I don't know. It's an interesting cast though. I really like
Yeah.
Michaela.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's great, great actress.
and great creator
Amazing
too. Like,
actress. Yeah.
yeah.
She's so I'm excited. If she's in it, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I actually want I want Michaela to work with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I want those two to do something together.
Oh,
Cause god damn would
that
that
would be
be.
interesting.
Those two are talented as fuck, and I feel like they would do some really cool shit together.
Probably.
Like
I
way
want
cooler.
Michaela to work with Donald Glover.
Yeah. Cause she was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
She was?
Michaela's in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, yeah.
As who?
She
I don't remember
plays
her
the
in that. Maybe because I'm so focused on the main characters.
I'm trying to remember who she plays. She plays the girlfriend that he goes to see. Like she plays Bev. Remember at one point?
Oh, okay, but she's not in it for long,
No.
right?
But she like there's like a whole episode dedicated to her.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's
she's
been a
not in
while
every
since I watched it.
whole episode dedicated to her.
Okay. But I want them to do I want them to do a show together.
Yes.
Because if I think about Swarm
Okay, yeah.
and Michaela Cole's I May Destroy You,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they would make something crazy.
Yeah.
Especially like a thriller, some type of thriller type show.
They have the gift. It would be crazy. It would be dope to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I want more Michaela Cole stuff. I mean, when you
Same.
watch her like first show, the Chewing Gum, I think.
Yeah, chewing gum.
Which is like a British show from years ago, and you're like, oh, you have, and it's similar to how like Donald and like a bunch of like Key and Peele, like black people have to do the play, laugh to show y'all like, oh, look how talented they are. And then when you let them actually create and they get into their like, oh, by the way, we laugh through our pain, but here's what our pain looks like. And they get into the thriller shit and they start to show you the real shit. Like, this is what the play looks like when we take the laugh track out.
Yeah,
And
I
you're
don't
like,
know. I don't know why I find like black horror so scary. Like,
because we don't fuck around.
no, but it depends. Obviously, if it's done well, because there's definitely some like if
Sure.
like Marlon Wayne's haunted house. Like it's a joke.
Yeah, but and the blackening is comedic, but that's the
Right.
joke of it. Like we are black people can do horror so well that we can do comedic horror. And we do comedic horror in a different, like, it's hard for me to explain what I mean, but Chucky, like the most recent run of Chucky, is white comedic horror.
Right.
And their version of that is like a doll that gets another doll pregnant. That's comedic horror in white spaces. At least what it looks like. I'm not saying all of it, but
Yeah.
that's the type of black comedic horror is like, we're going to make fun of the tropes and it's still going to kind of be scary. Like elements of it are still going to be like, oh, you're laughing, but that is actually quite dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I
it's
feel
like Get Out. Like Get Out was not actually a, what do you call it? Get Out was not actually like a horror film, but just the context, the way it was filmed, the style of it, like the idea, everything. It was so creepy and like it gives you chills. Just the psychological horror, I guess, type of movie it is. It's I don't know. Those types of movies, it's like maybe because I'm black, I can relate, and that's why it gives me chills. I don't know, because I've definitely heard people say they didn't think it was that good or they didn't think it was that scary, blah blah blah. So I feel like it depends on like the person's.
I don't know, man. If like you saw Us,
I was gonna say Us too. Us was so scary to me.
Like the idea that there is an alternate world underneath the one we live in, where there are doppelgangers that you could swap with, and live a whole life out knowing that is dark and scary in a way that
so creepy watching that.
And that
and
idea,
Lupita, like freaked me out
Yo,
with her.
Lupita is fantastic in it. And
Yeah.
that goes back, like, I've heard I think it's Celtic lore, where there's like a story where your baby can be replaced by a fae. Like, there's some kind of crazy. I'll have to, if I don't find it this week, I have to look it up for us next week. Fae baby replace. Let's see if that gives us what I was thinking of. Changelings, yes. Referring to the folklore of a changeling, a fairy or an elf child is left in the place of a human baby that is stolen by supernatural means. This concept from European folklore was used to explain why children might be sickly, disabled, unusually behaved, uh, uh, eh, and fairy child changeling was often believed to be deformed and sickly.
Okay.
So when I watched the movie Us, which again, it's crazy to say all this because then that kind of links back to that moment in Sinners where the Irish vampire's trying to explain to the black
Mhm.
people, like, yo, we've faced this shit together. Like, we've both been played down by these people. Let's link up. This thing where I'm reading about the changeling, because it says Europe here, but I've only heard the changeling story from like Celt and Scottish myth. And it's the idea of the baby being replaced.
Mhm.
And then that makes me think of, then you get to the movie Us, and it's the story of being replaced. And I'm like, yo, like, these marginalized groups are telling these stories over and over to tell y'all,
Yeah.
like, this is some fuck shit. This is some crazy
Yeah.
fuck shit that they do.
So
It's
creepy.
it's dark. It's dark.
Very
Yeah.
dark.
Getting a little bit of a chill.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it's wild.
I'm gonna be
It's not.
dreaming about this tonight.
Oh no. I'm gonna have to stay up a little longer then, because I don't like I don't like when the dreams are dark. I did not sleep well after seeing The Ring. Like, that took like a couple days.
Oh.
Yo, the first time
Yeah,
this
that's
is
scary.
yeah. The Japanese are on another level too. The Japanese
Yeah.
don't fuck around with their horror. The Japanese are just
Facts.
like, listen, we need you to understand you are not allowed to sleep anymore. We want every thought you have after you see our movie to be, shit, is that real? Am I going to die? Like, is that what's happening?
So dark.
Yeah, because the shit there's some of their movies feel more grounded, and I'm like, why is it like, give me a slasher running around acting crazy, but
Yeah,
don't give me
please.
yeah,
Give me
but
some
don't give me
scream.
yeah, like that shit I laugh at. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, the killer was a white
It's
boy who like
fun.
who like tropes and stupid things. All right, Sydney, I'm in the house, but don't give me a little girl who crawls out of a TV. Nah, listen, I gotta sleep tonight. Okay.
It's fair.
Anyway, yo. Also, the
Well,
idea, like, showing me stuff where the killer can get into my house even though my doors are locked. That's another thing. Don't stop doing that. Y'all need to.
yeah, yeah. No
Yeah, that's
thanks.
the other element of it. Um, you
I was
saw
gonna say
Wicked?
we didn't have time. Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't have time to talk about it, but
Okay.
um let me just rate it, I
Uh,
guess.
I have not heard
Okay,
good
okay. No, I'm
things.
gonna say I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was actually more interesting to me than the first one.
Okay.
Um
Wicked for good is more interesting to you than Wicked because
the story.
the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
The storyline was more interesting in the second one, I thought, than the first
Okay.
one. I didn't
Interesting.
love it.
Okay.
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
However, and I actually spoke to a friend about it recently, how it's just interesting because the whole like story about Wicked is kind of like, you know, someone that's not accepted and, you know,
Right.
turns bad in because in society's eyes they're not good, blah 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 blah. So it's kind of like Wicked is like this empowering, like, be yourself, be
Yeah.
independent, blah blah blah. But then spoiler, the second one, it's like, how do I say it?
Because the second
The
one has to match with the Wizard of Oz story. So
Yeah, exactly. But it's just
you
funny
kind of
because the story is like, be yourself, doesn't matter if you're different, blah blah blah.
yeah.
And then the second one is like, she ends up dying, and then the oppressor wins. So it's like
yeah,
you're kind of like, hmm.
yeah.
Like, it's
Also,
like,
doesn't the second one starts 5 years later, and isn't the other thing like she
oh, it's
fought
5 years later. I didn't even realize.
I think that's what someone told
I
me that it's five.
probably.
Yeah, but the second one is like a couple years later, and that it starts with, like you were saying, like the first one ends with like empowerment, I am myself, and the second one comes along, and she's been outcasted,
Yeah, and she
and it's
basically
just like,
sacrifices herself
yeah,
for the people.
yeah, but the people still think of her as a witch. They don't
Yeah,
celebrate her
as like the
like,
bad. But I mean, I guess in the end, the conclusion was that they're always going to think badly of me. But this is what bothered
mm,
me is that you're the 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 movement for Wicked was very much like be yourself and empowerment.
right.
But then the second one is like, well, in the end, they're never going to accept me, so I'm just going to sacrifice myself, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
doesn't actually die. She just ends up like running away and escaping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sorry, spoiler.
Oh, that's
But like,
okay. I
but
wasn't planning to
everyone
watch it.
thinks she's dead. So like
So
she
in
basically decides to trick everyone,
right,
and they don't even show you Dorothy, which was annoying. But basically they show in the background Dorothy ends up killing the witch, right?
right. Yeah.
Which is her. But then in the end, she tricks everyone, and she ends up like just hiding, find like I don't know how I guess she did some kind of
So,
spell, and she like
oh, can I ask a question too? In The Wizard of Oz, the house lands on which witch?
the wicked witch of the east, which is her
And
sister.
and who's that in the Wicked franchise movies? Like the ones, the
She's
girl
the
in the
sister in the
wheelchair?
wheelchair. Yeah. So she becomes the wicked witch of the east,
Oh
and
my
then
god.
and then and
So
she's the wicked witch of the west.
Dorothy's house landed on a girl in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Apparently.
So they decided to be inclusive and put someone in a wheelchair and then made that
You put it
person
that way.
the Wicked Witch of the East and
Well,
then
no,
killed her.
no, because basically, oh my god, what's the wicked witch's name?
Elphaba?
Alphaba. Basically,
Yeah.
she does some magic spell on her sister and like
Okay.
gives her like I don't know if it's permanent, but there's a scene in the movie where she does a spell on her and she kind of gives her feet. Like she gives her
Oh,
these like powers,
okay.
and I don't know, they didn't really like conclude if she could walk. It was kind of weird, but because she was
Yeah.
still in the wheelchair after. So I'm not really sure I understood that part, but either way, she's the one that dies under the house. And then Alphaba, it just didn't make sense because
Yeah,
Alphaba
yeah, yeah.
she tricks them into thinking that she's dead and then runs off with the scarecrow. So
Oh.
because they basically tell you that the scarecrow is the prince.
Right,
Like,
right. The one that Ariana Grande Gilda married or whatever her name is.
yes. But
Glenda.
he
Sorry,
like
Glenda.
he doesn't want to marry her, so he runs off and helps Alphaba, but because he's helping Alphaba, they go after him. And
Oh.
then she does everything in her power to save him, which in turn turns him into a scarecrow. But then in the end, you find out she's alive and she just runs away with him.
But is he still the
And
scarecrow
no
or
one knows. Yeah, he's still a scarecrow.
he didn't turn back to human?
No, because it's the spell. Like she turned him into a scarecrow so that he couldn't die. But
Okay.
like it's just like I didn't understand. I was like, I don't get the like I understand. I guess their
Yeah.
way of doing it was they wanted it to make sense with the Wizard of Oz, but it was like
Yeah, yeah.
she just runs away with him, and everyone thinks she's dead. And then it's like,
Oh, that's great.
but then it's like the government wins,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
yeah.
even though like I guess they get rid of the Oz, and then I guess you find out that Galinda becomes like
She's like the boss and the new boss, but she's good.
kinda, which is good. So I guess in
Yeah.
there is like a positive aspect to it, but at the same time, it's like
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
like it's
Especially
like
because And I'm gonna say this, and it's funny because one of the comments we got on one of our posts recently was like, "Y'all make everything about race," and I'm just like, "Well, we are black people, but we are watching these things through the lens of people that are black." But sure,
But it's
but
not even about being black. It's just the fact that like it was about empowerment, and then in the
right,
end, she's like, "Well, this is helpless, so I'm just gonna sacrifice myself," and because they're never gonna accept me. That was the conclusion. They're never going to accept me, so I'm just gonna run away and live my
oh,
life peacefully as long as no one ever finds me. It's like
right.
that's your
I w-
conclusion?
I was just gonna make the joke that of course the white girl wins everything at the end because
But at
Glenda's
least she's good. She's good.
yeah, yeah.
So that was the good. That was the positive side of it.
But
She is good.
Glenda's boss is Asian. Her Elphaba is
No, she's
green.
gone.
Yeah, she's gone. That's what I figured. Because when you said Glenda's in charge, I was like, okay, so Michelle Yeoh's character is dead or gone.
Yeah,
The wizard
the
is
wizard is
Goldblum.
gone.
Yeah, he was like a cheating asshole,
He
so
was
he's gone.
essentially like a magician.
Okay, Elphaba is gone. The sister in the wheelchair is gone. So out of everyone, is the Tin Man alive at least?
He is alive, but
Okay,
he
is
doesn't
he
have
still
like
the
an
Tin Man?
importance. Yeah.
Well, it's only because he was the only other white character. I was thinking, I was like, what happened to the other white guy?
He's apparent. So they made in the movie they made the Tin Man the basically he's the partner of the Wicked West of the East,
Oh,
but he becomes like jaded and wants revenge because
oh,
he claims Alphaba. He thinks Alphaba turned him into the Tin Man, but it was actually the Wicked Witch of the East
oh! Wow.
because
Okay.
she knew that that he didn't love her, and he wanted to go chase after Galinda. So to keep him
Oh,
with her,
she
she
took away
did
his
that to
heart.
him. Yeah,
Damn.
to make sure that he could never love anyone else again.
Okay, so she is evil. Maybe the tree.
Yeah.
Maybe the house needed to land on her.
But she told him that it was her sister that did it. So he
Dirty.
thinks it's Alphaba, so he's like after Alphaba and wants to get Alphaba.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay, so this really
yeah.
reframes Wizard of Oz. I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of interested now. I get
Yeah, I thought it was more interesting, but a lot of people said that the first one was better. I thought the second one was more interesting. I thought the
interesting.
story
Okay.
was
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people say the first one is good, the second one is not good. I've watched people do breakdowns where they're just like, even on Broadway, the first act is the strongest act, so it makes sense that the first film, because the first act ends with
I
defying
didn't love
gravity.
the first one.
Wow. Okay.
I
Yeah.
really didn't.
I mean,
But
when you saw how
I'm not the right person to talk about this with because I'm not a Wicked fan.
no, you are. You
So
watch movies, so you're the right person.
yeah, I watch
You know,
movies, but
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not a Wicked fan. Like I'm not like
But I
I
think,
would not have gone to see it if it wasn't for my boyfriend's sister.
but also
Shout out to
you
Ali,
like
but
you
like I
said,
would not have gone to see it.
you like cinema though, like you were saying. So you
Yeah, but I
probably
would
would
have
at least.
waited till it got on like streaming.
Oh, this is when you would have been like, I don't need the
Yeah,
big screen for this.
yeah,
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. Well, that's hilarious though. Guys, this was a fun one. A lot was yeah. It's full 90 minutes. But my
Oh,
apologies.
yeah, damn.
But we had a lot of fun talking about everything. So we're gonna head out now. We want to thank you guys for tuning into another one. And if you guys make sure to follow all our socials, it's been great to see the glow up on our socials recently. I'm really happy with all the stuff that we've had, and we had like really good, like a really good summary for our Wrapped. There's 6 people out there where we were their number one podcast, which felt really nice. We had a 19% increase in
Wow.
followers.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, 19% increase in followers this year. And then our total audience increased by 170%, which
Ooh,
is
ooh.
kind of crazy. And then on our socials, it's just done really well. So, oh, and I get to tell everybody our number one episode this year, according to Spotify, was Even Racists Want to Get with Halle Berry, episode 398. So big shout outs to everybody who enjoyed that one, and hopefully you'll enjoy more of our catalog, because we're up to episode 439 now, which feels crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, 398, which was
Kudos
this
to you
year, and we're
guys. I didn't do all those, but kudos to you guys.
no, but you did quite a few because like we're
Yeah,
we're
but
at
not the hundreds.
Anyways, that's pretty much it. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Ness, anything you want to tell the people?
Nah, I don't think so.
Go to the movies,
Happy
y'all.
holidays, though.
Happy holidays. Yeah, yeah. We'll be back with
Thanks for
another one
listening.
soon. Yes, and peace, everybody. Have a good one, and don't get too crazy out there.
Take care.